So I've set up now that scene. I'm gonna give it to you as well. So first, what we're gonna look at it's that setup explosion. So if I dive in there and look what I have here, so I just have a couple of the explosion loaders and just selected then which cache to load. Okay, so some of them I just changed the values for the renders. There's one here that's for the fireball. I just animated the heat multiplier. So having a curve like this, okay. So and I just move them a little bit around, add some rotations, scale them up or down. All the timesheets in that case with the values of ones, so I don't change anything. And then what I do, I just put them together. So here I'm gonna have just the small trails, here my small bits. Then when it comes to the smoke, okay, and I have here the fire elements. So we have a fireball there in the middle plus that other smoke layer with heat in it. Okay, so then in here I'm just grabbing those nulls, and what I'm doing here, I'm just applying two shaders. One being that billowy smoke matte I gave you during the other course, and then that switch here we're going to see just controlled by a setup node. So these are the same here, okay, nothing special in there. So and our bits down here, okay. I just have like a box here just as a matte object, okay. I've set up here a couple of lights in here, just colors. So we're going to see the, let me just give me 1 second just to bring up. So it's gonna give us some colors like this we can use then later in Nuke. And I have some other lights here, so let me zoom out quickly. Okay. And then two other spotlights here. Okay, so I'm gonna hide those. One camera, and that's it. So that setup null here, it's actually controlled by here's some takes. I usually don't work really with takes, but that's kind of the only time I do. It just would be here for renders. So the only thing I'm going to change is going to be here. See, you can see when I'm on the mate mode, mate is on one, and then renders, it's going to be the other one. That's going to be on. Okay. And now if I go quickly first to the output, we can see, let me go back here to main. Okay, so we're using takes, okay, so it's gonna use a matte take, so like this is gonna change and apply the proper shaders for the matte elements, okay. So if I look at here, this one is gonna use the render one, same here, the lights as well. PCS is going to use the matte because we would like to have a matte on our volumes, okay. So some of the So there I got some fire, that lighting color pass, some of the bits, some of the smoke. Okay, so there's nothing really special in the settings here. So I always use force, I never use candidate, but that's the usual thing. So if I go quickly here, so I'm using micro polygon rendering. Okay, I'm just going quickly through. So I have the motion blur on, samplings, sample, sorry, at 7, and that's kind of it for here. For the smoke, motion blur on as well, with micro polygon physical PBR. Okay, motion blur again, samples at 7, volume quality at 0.5. Okay, then here I don't have anything special either. So micro polygon PBR, it's always the same. I always have the same values everywhere for those. For the lights, so PBR, samples at 8. Okay, volume quality, it's down upon 25. Nothing here. And our bits, actually I'm gonna rename this straight bits. Was render, so PBR, motion blur on always. Regarding the motion blur, there's one thing I changed on the .tl quickly here. So if I take the generic one, oops, no, not here. Here on the copy sub, down here, we have to turn on use template point attributes, okay? Because otherwise we're not gonna get the velocity and we won't be able to render with motion blur. So don't forget to turn this one on, and then to right click and save operator type to update it. So that was kind of it for the dimensional ropes. And if I go quickly to the shaders, so I'm gonna give you all those shaders as well. So we're gonna have like here's some sparks shaders available, or matte shader. Okay, let me just show you which one we use actually. Up, so object, I'm gonna start from the bottom. So here we're using the bits one. Okay, so just standard shader. Then if I come here to the fire, that's time to go. Okay, the fire, so it's a pyro shader. Okay, so with some new curve in the ramp for the density, it's looking at the heat field. Same for the color heat. Okay, then there's nothing really special here on this one. Final amplitude at 2. Just making sure. Smoke there. Yep. So if I go to the smoke, so we saw we have that matte shader, and the other one that's going to be smoke explosion here, down here. Okay, so density obviously. Then again, just playing a little bit with the ramps, to add some details in our fields. Color, I always use the point color as well. Okay, so I'm able to use what I've said here. Oops. So if I go to smoke, okay, we're able to kind of grab those colors. This one is going to look at the same. And that's kind of it here. So I don't think it really needs to spend more time, because we saw how to put together these kind of setups already in the previous courses, and there's nothing really special on the other shaders. So I will provide you with this file, okay, so you can study it. Just grab the shaders, okay, and I'm just gonna go quickly now in Nuke just to show you what it could look like, okay, the setup, and I will give you that Nuke script as well as a couple of frames of different elements you can use to put together, and to try to make some changes in Nuke if you don't have any renders available.